All right, so I think I have a pretty interesting one today because it's like, who is the strongest demon level monster in One Punch Man? At first, like a clear name didn't come to my mind immediately, like it would in other situations, and maybe it doesn't come to most others either because I see this talked about and debated a lot. So let's use this video as a device to figure out who is, in fact, the strongest demon level monster in One Punch Man, and you'll see eventually that there is a clear answer here by the end of it. So let's get into it. But first, a little caveats. So I'm just going to be going off of monsters that have like clear, definitive feats to them. So I'm just going to be leaving like the ambiguous ones off. For like example, Beast King and Mosquito Girl at full power. They're just not enough info on them, so there's no real way to know for sure if they are in fact the strongest, but like they could be the strongest for all we know. I mean, and also Beefcake, yeah, believe it or not, he was originally classified as a demon by the Hero Association, but then like one later on in an interview or something said that, you know, if Saitama didn't stop him, he would have eventually been classified as a dragon, which is obvious. So I'm not gonna have him on this either because, you know, like he's not a demon. I don't care if they said that he was. So I've narrowed it down to 3 candidates, and I'm gonna be using like this weird formula that I've come up with that includes them and various versions of Genos. So I've got it down to Deep Sea King, Awakened Cockroach, and Bug God. In my opinion, these are the 3 clear strongest demons in the series so far. And we're just going to, you know, analyze each one of them individually in order, and then we're just going to cross-analyze them after that. And then you'll see that there is a clear strongest here. So we'll start with Deep Sea King, and I'm just mainly going to try to go off of his hydrated form as much as I can, since that is the peak of his power. So his speed is impressive. It's probably his best attribute, honestly, because when he's in his hydrated form, he's almost as fast as Sonic. And if we, you know, compare this to Sonic going against G4 Genos, they both have similar levels of success with Sonic. Like, you could say that maybe they're just as fast as each other, or maybe G4 Genos is like a smidge faster, but regardless, Hydrated Deep Sea King and G4 Genos are pretty much in the same tier of speed. So as for like Hydrated Deep Sea King's strength, it's hard to say really. I mean, I don't think it's anything too absurd because like in his dry form, you know, he's going tit for tat with pre G4 Genos, you know, Season 1 Genos, who is not as strong as Tank Top Master, which we'll come to find out. And I'm going to keep going back to that Tank Top Master level of strength because it's important in these comparisons that we're doing here. So, like, maybe once he becomes hydrated, he's, I don't know, on the level of strength of G4 Genos possibly, or maybe just a little stronger than that. Regardless, I'm going to have to dock Hydrate Deep Sea King a few points here, which is really holding him back from being, like, you know, the number 2 or the number 1 strongest demon, in my opinion. That's when he gets blasted by, let me also reiterate, pre-G4 Genos, Season 1 Genos. You know, you have to make that clear. And he gets sent, like, many blocks back. And in fact, like, the fire blast or whatever he did in combination with the strike, like, pulled him out of hydrated form and made him dry again. So that was him getting seriously messed up by someone who was not as strong as Tank Top Master. Actually, like 2 levels below that maybe, because it's like pre G4, then G4, and then he doesn't become as strong as Tank Top Master until EC. And Hydrated Deep Sea King is getting leveled by this. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, he's getting docked here. It's still impressive. You know, he comes back immediately and then wrecks him, but I mean, he's still getting damaged by this. But let's move on to Awakened Cockroach. So right here, you're going to see there's a clear difference between these two. Because Awakened Cockroach is like pretty much definitively faster than G4 Genos, right? Because like we saw, G4 Genos was like almost as fast as Sonic. But in this case, he can't keep up with Awakened Cockroach. So I guess this means that Awakened Cockroach is like just as fast as Sonic. I'm not going to say he's faster than Sonic because we don't know, but it just comparisons right here, he's just as fast as him, which is super impressive for a demon. And that also means that he is definitely faster than Hydrated Deep Sea King. So let's go into the strength here. The way that he's like able to parry and like go tit for tat with G4 Genos here is similar to what we also compared earlier with Dry Deep Sea King going against pre G4 Genos. So it's like if Awakened Cockroach can do this, then maybe he's just on the same level of strength as Hydrated Deep Sea King, possibly, or close to it, somewhere around there. Either way, there's like a clear superiority for Awakened Cockroach here, in my opinion. And that brings us to Bug God. So before we can like fully go into him, let's first establish a Garo foundation, we'll say. So now we're going from G4 Genos comparisons. Now we're going to finally EC Genos. So EC Genos, when he fought Garo, it is there, confirmed that he is in fact just as strong as Tank Top Master. And we see like Garo taking his strikes. It's pretty much similar to how he's taking them from Tank Top Master. I mean, obviously he's improved when he is fighting EC Genos, but still, I mean, we can see that he's able to take these shots. They're affecting him, but they're not like completely blowing him away. And that brings us to when Garo went against Bug God. So the Garo at this point is definitely Red Garo. This is like the first Red Garo. His eye became red. It signifies that he's begun monstrification. So he is a little bit stronger at this point when he's fighting Bug God than when he fought EC Genos. Like, how much stronger is he? I wouldn't say it's like too significant, because we also have to remember he hasn't undergone the Zenkai yet. Like, he hasn't died against Royal Ripper yet, and he is going to eventually in this fight. So it's like, do you consider him a dragon? I know some people do. I don't really. Now, there is some evidence for both sides. In Chapter 85, Sitch says that like when Garo reappears, we should issue him with the warning of disaster level dragon. So is that like saying that he is dragon at this point? Maybe, maybe not. But then if we go to Chapter 91, that's when Garo like pretty much officially labels himself dragon. And that is post Zenkai. So is that the narration of Garo officially being a dragon? It's like, maybe, maybe not. So it's up for you to decide. I'm just going to say that when Garo is fighting Bug God at this moment, he's like above demon, somewhere around there maybe. But anyway, Bug God like completely tanks. And I really mean tanks. Like, that word gets thrown around a lot and it's kind of lost its meaning. But like in this case, he's tanking it. It does nothing to him. Royal Ripper's like sword strikes, and then Garo's strikes. I mean, not only do they not do anything, but it actually hurts Garo to punch Bug God. This is Garo, a Red Garo, more powerful than the Garo that wrecked Metal Bat and Tank Top Master and fought against EC Genos. We saw what those strikes did to those characters, doing absolutely nothing to Bug God here. And then we go to his strength. He is smashing Garo. Like, compare this to the strikes that he was taking from EC Genos, who is also said to be as strong as Tank Top Master. So I guess this means that Bug God is like a lot stronger than Tank Top Master, possibly. I mean, you could even compare like this haymaker that he's giving to Garo to the Tank Top Tackle. Like, that might be like how strong Bug God is. Like, one of just his punches is the equivalent of a Tank Top Tackle, maybe. So like Bug God's like a mini Darkshine, I guess. He's ridiculous, comparing him to the other strongest in Deep Sea King and Awakened Cockroach, because they were only really competing with like G4 level, somewhere around there. And we see that Bug God is basically eclipsing EC level. So yeah, I think Bug God is by far the strongest demon level monster in the series, at least until further noticed. Oh, and then like even one more thing, just for the fun of it, Bug God can transform. Like, he's not even at the peak of his power at this point. We don't know how strong he is once he transforms. We can assume that obviously he gets stronger. So yeah. Oh, and if you're curious about G5, while I do think that he is definitely one of the strongest demons, I just don't think his feats really warranted him to be a part of this comparison. I mean, he did survive the Atomic Slash, and that's super impressive, but just not enough to compete with these three here. But let me know what you think about the strongest demon in the comments. Who do you think it is? Do you think I got it right? Got it wrong? Let me know. But if you liked the video, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. It gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.